in 3, 2, 1. Hello, everybody. How we doing? Hello. Welcome. Hello. How's everybody doing? Come on in. Come on in. Have a seat. Have a seat. And we'll start the show soon. Let everybody get comfortable. How's everybody's weekend? How's everybody's day? How's everyone doing today? I had a decent day. I'm learning how to slow my days down again, how to really get the most out of them. Kind of just carving out a little bit more extra time because I am a seasonal person. Definitely have like seasonal depression. So I'll have like summers and winters are real bad for me. Like I'm down, but in the fall and the spring, which I feel tomorrow, I'll feel more of a fall day because the kids go back. Well, my kiddo goes back to school tomorrow, first grade. So we're looking forward to that. Yeah, looking forward to that. It's gonna be fun. So I feel like that's the more of a fall thing, and I'm excited. So I've been waiting for this all summer. Just hurry up and get over with, and let's get in there. He's excited. He says he wants to be the best student. So I'm like, oh wow, let's put it. It's a big that's a big target right there. But yeah, looking forward to that. So we got. I did my stand up. I stayed a little bit longer than I said I was going to stay. I had a good set. I want to say. I feel like I can share. I don't know what I can finally start sharing a little bit of my sets because they're starting to come together, starting to sound a little bit better. Starting to actually, I'm getting more comfortable on set. But I've already been doing it for 8 months. I'm going on 9 months already. So in 2 weeks it'll be 9 months. So it's like it just time just goes. And I mean, I want to feel like I want to say there was a good like chunk of like 6 to 8 weeks where I was just garbage and just dog awful and just eating it and getting better. What's up, Brian? What up? How you doing, brother? How's your summer ending? All right, here we go. Yeah, the summers are hard for me a little bit, just because they're just I don't know I don't mind them. Winters I feel like I do a little bit better in the winter, but definitely the winters and the summers are hard for me. But the fall I thrive in the fall. It's my favorite. I would say if my birthday wasn't in the spring, I wouldn't I'd be so hyped up on the spring. But the fall is my time. Like I enjoy the fall. I have a good time. I'm a fall guy. Speaking about a fall guy, I have it right here on Prime on Batman Cape Crusader. God, this is so good. Like I'm already on episode 3. I already seen it. Now I'm going on episode 4. But man, this is so good. It's well written. The animations are amazing. Just the sound, the audio, everything's good on this. And then the way they're telling the stories now, it's a little different. Still, it's like that 90s feel that they captured and they made it modernize it, and they just that's kind of what I've been thinking about for a lot of projects. I always talk about them, but that's always a good thing to modernize things, just kind of get people with different I guess backgrounds or dynamics into it. Yeah, I was looking forward to today's episode only because I'm going to talk about something at the end that's really, really important to me. And I don't know how to really talk about it. So I noticed that with this show, I like throwing things out there because you guys, Brian, JR, Kevin, you guys tend to remind me stuff. So I feel like I've just been moseying through life and just kind of getting through the days and the weeks. And then I kind of just come in here and kind of vent. This is like my form of therapy these days. And it's kind of a fun one, and we're moving forward in a lot of things. My home now is it's a lot like I don't like show a lot of the inside of the house or whatever, but it's gone like 180 in the last 2-3 weeks. We've been fixing it up really nice. I didn't paint this weekend, but there was a lot of painting done, and the spare bedroom looks nice. The garage looks doable. It's manageable now. Just stuff like that. Like I physically ran out of like storage, like physical storage, which is insane. I didn't know this was going to happen. I didn't know this was going to be a thing. When you're a hoarder, when you're a collector, you're a hoarder until you call yourself a collector. And then I think the only difference is the collector is a little bit more organized, but I think a hoarder and a collector is the same thing. I'm clearly a collector. And I think I ran out of stuff in the house too. I have a lot of posters I want to put up in the house, but it just looks like a fun house now. It looks like a playhouse inside, and we're trying to get a little bit more elegant. I don't have a big home. I have a home. I have definitely a home. You come in here, you feel the vibe of like, wow, there's a family that's here. But I don't have a house. I don't have a big house. So my city is very expensive. So but it's all right. We got in at a good time. And I'll say that it feels good being able to have my own personal space, and then that everyone else in my house has their own little personal space to do what they want to do. I think it's important. My shed is very what do you call it, lovable and doable here. My brother and I would come in here and play games, so this is pretty fun. I wanted to say that, yeah, no, I'm saying all this because I never thought I was gonna be doing this. I talk about this once in a while, and I noticed that, what do you call it? Just kind of, sorry, I'm kind of babbling. Just kind of looking at everything around here and being like, everything has a story. Everything's leading up to everything. So the last few years, I've been able to kind of collect time and kind of see where I'm going and what I'm doing with the things I'm enjoying and with my life and whatnot. And I don't know. I've just been doing the stand up thing, and it's starting. I'm starting to click a little bit. It's starting to make sense. It's starting to feel familiar. There's familiarity there. I'm not saying I'm good or bad. I'm just saying I'm starting to be like, oh, okay, this is how you talk to an audience. This is how you talk to a set. This is how. So like teaching myself something like that, teaching myself how to do the show. Learning about myself and then growing and everything I like doing. Finding a voice, finding people out there. Like this is funny. I never like I was talking to my son earlier, and I never would have thought 20 years ago this is what I'd be doing. I'd be talking about my emotions or my life on the internet, but here I am. But tomorrow he starts school, and we were focusing on just reading and writing, and it's like, dude, we're not. Did we do enough? Are we not prepared? Are we over prepared? Like it doesn't. We don't care. We're just gonna go do it, because we've been shooting little videos here and there, and we've been practicing, and man, I have fun. I have a lot of fun. Talking about him, and I did a set tonight about him, about the jokes that I don't know if I should show the. I'll try to do a video and post it on my IG. But he did I talk about him on my set tonight, and it killed. It was like my best part of my jokes. We're talking about him. So what I'm trying to say is life happens, and it just goes by, and then before you know it, you look back and you're like, oh, 10 years passed by, 20 years passed by, 15 years passed by, 2 years passed by. Holy crap, that was last week. That felt like it just happened yesterday, or time just goes by, and I noticed that. I like collecting it a lot. And one thing I've been consistent with is doing. I try to do consistency. Try to show up every day. Try to do what you can do and do what you can. And I try to be at least show a person that shows up. And one thing I have been doing consistently is like there's certain things like my hairstylist. I've had the same hairstylist for 12, going on 13 years now. I've been in the same city for 20 years. I've like I do a show. I do stand up now every Monday for the last 8 months. I've been going every Monday and doing stand up at Little Woodrow's. Like I'll start figuring out. When I play basketball, I know every Tuesday I was playing hoops at this day, and every day like I get consistent. And then before you know it, I have like these long, like been sober already since June 23rd, 2023. So whatever the time it's been, so like was that 14 months, 15 months? So it's like you just kind of go through with it. You kind of just start collecting them. You start collecting things, and then you can always look back and be like, "Oh, I remember this," or "I remember when I stopped that," or "I started this." But one thing I've always done is consistently play basketball. My the saddest I've ever been in my life, really the hardest I had it was when I didn't have basketball. I wasn't working. I wasn't working out. I wasn't writing. I was just kind of just working and getting by and trying to figure out life. And I was like, I went like basically 22 to like 28, not playing, not doing anything really outside of jogging. I just got into jogging a lot. I'd hoop here and there once in a while, but I was just kind of like whatever. It wasn't like I used to. And then when I got closer to 30, I was like, I want to start playing basketball again. I signed up for a class at my community college, at Austin Community College, for basketball, and I was 29. I was turning 30 at that semester, and I remember everybody in the class was tripping out. They thought I was their age, and they were like it was like, I don't know. Like some guys would be looking at me like, "Where's this kid Justin? He was a cool kid. He's a nice guy." He would look at me and be like, he'd go, "I can't believe you're 30, dude. You look like you said 99. You said 1999. You were a freshman in high school." I was like, "I was born in 1999." I was like, "Oh shit." So it's like, things like, but basketball was like, I got it back in my life, and I started playing a lot and started playing these rec leagues, and I started just having fun again, playing basketball. Just that's what I trained as a kid. I trained to just shoot hoops all the time whenever I needed to go somewhere, because video games they were like a lot of my elementary and my childhood, but closer to junior high, I was driving at a young age. So I was always like always everywhere. But I was driving really young, like seventh grade, eighth grade. I had a had a vehicle, got a truck. So I've been driving for a long time. I'm from a small little country town, like it don't matter. But you know, I started just playing a lot of basketball, a lot of hoops, and you know, even like that, I think about my high school career, it was like really kind of crappy. It had promised a lot of potential, I promised, but I just kind of it was just hard. I didn't have a lot of guidance, so I try to blame other people, but I kind of feel like a kid can only do so much, especially when they need help. And basketball's always been there for me. So when I got back into it in my 30s, in my late 20s and 30s, it was just such a fun ride to just train and play basketball, have friends, have a part be a part of this community, and how to you know, just be one with the people. And then I started signing up all these rec leagues. I mean, one year I just signed up for like I played like in 8 different rec leagues, and that was like that was a lot. Like, I didn't realize that, but I had the free time, and I didn't have a kid. I was dating, but I wasn't, like, serious, you know? So I was still partying a lot, still having fun, doing my thing. But then, sorry, what did I do with this thing? But then, what happened was, I don't know, time passes, right? And you love everybody, and everybody you grow a relationship with. And then there's some people that you look back on and you're like, oh my God, I've known you for 11 years now. Oh no, I've known you for 20 years now. Oh, I've known you for, you know, I mean, sorry, I've known you for 5 years. You know, it's just time, just little time passes here and there. And then you have like, hey, we went on a tournament together one time at basketball. Oh yeah, you know, I'm still doing this as an adult, opposed to like if I had a kid at a younger age, maybe it'd be like something like with them, but I was still kind of doing my own thing. I'm sorry, I think I'm on the show real quick. All right, here we go. So, you know, I'm doing my own thing, and you know, you start meeting people, you start getting a community. Well, it's funny because every time I bring up the league I'm in, I get a lot of people always like laugh at me and stuff, and always joke. So I was like, all right, well, eventually I'm going to talk about this because this isn't just basketball. After the pandemic, this isn't just basketball for me anymore. This is a community. This is friendship. This is family. Like, I can't stress enough how much like this basketball organization has like helped me through my life, through everything, helped me get through it. Because if I didn't have this like 2 times this season, we have 2 seasons a year. I would probably wouldn't be focusing on other things, or just wouldn't be doing as much, or wouldn't be as active. I wouldn't feel like it's important because I feel like when you're out in the court, you can if you as you get older, you get hurt if you don't take it serious. So you also have to like, you know, I have friends that have told me like, oh, I got hurt playing basketball, and I'm like, you didn't get hurt playing basketball. You weren't trained enough to play basketball. Like there's a minimum you have to put in there physically. As you get older, you got to make sure you can at least move around, pivot. You got to keep those muscles like in check. So I never turned them off once I turned them off before and I didn't like it. So turning them back on was an issue. But once I got them back on, it was good to go. So I haven't turned them off since I was like 28, 29. And now I'm 40. So now I'm feeling growing pains of life. So yeah, I'm starting to feel little aches here and there. I'm not as enthused to work out as much as I used to, but I still need to do it. I still need to put the time in. It shows in there. Like my last game, God, I did horrible last week. I was like 0 for 18. Like I was like 1 for 19. I shot so many shots and they're just all off. And then the shots I did make, I got fouled before. So it was like they didn't count. I was like, man, it was like, oh man, my shots were just horrible. I went to Dave and Buster's the day before, and I think that's what kind of did it because I was playing the basketball games and I was losing to my wife. So I think Dave and Buster's practice is not good. But what I'm trying to say is, you know, we even give out like they give out awards like most spirited. I've gotten 2 coach awards and 2 MVPs in my division. So because it's I don't know, I don't when I look back and talk about it when I'm going through it, I don't know I'm doing it. I'm just kind of just doing it. I'm just having fun, and I'm enjoying it the time and the people I hang out with. But when I look back at it, it's like more like no, it's like it's basketball. Like we have a draft. We actually have players that are like skilled players. So a lot of these players go to are like D3, D2, D1. They come play over here at JUCO, and we get we get these rec players that just like to hoop. We have refs and they understand it. Like people still do this. Like I love it. I love it. I don't want it to end. But as I get older, you know, time passes and I realize, hey, you know, this is gonna be not much longer, you know, eventually it will end. But what do you want to remember it, or what do you want to be known for it? You know, it's part of a big part of my life, 10 years of my life already. So, and this because of basketball. So basically, you know, from like 0 to 10, 10 to 20, and then 20, 30, and 30, 40. So in the 4 decades, I've spent 10 of it. So a fourth of my life I've spent in this organization. and that's the AGBL. It sounds funny, right? The Austin Gay Basketball League. Yeah, it's not. It's just it's a league where just individuals get together. It just happen to be in the gay community or gay umbrella. I grew up, LGBTQ community, and I'm not gay, but I have a lot of friends. I've been in that community for a long time, and what happens is, you start to grow relationships with people, and you start to really like have friends, and it's like, wow, making friends in my 30s and still making friends in my 40s. This is awesome, and it's like it doesn't have to be like club based. You don't have to go out and party and get drunk or anything. You don't have to go out and eat. It's just people just want to hang out and talk about basketball. But when I was younger, we used to go out and drink a lot and party. I was partying all the damn time. I had a good time. Like I didn't care. It was like we're drinking, we're doing it, and no regrets. Can't do that now because I feel like I can't keep up. Even if I could, even my kid didn't bother my kid if I drank or anything. I looked like crap afterwards. But there was an individual that I met in my first season. Maybe I should get the photo, but I don't know where it's at. So have to look for it real quick. But on my first team that I played for in AGBO, I had let me see, I think it might be in my tags. Okay, hold on. Excuse me. Excuse me. Okay. Because in my wow, that's a lot of tags. In my AGBL, what do you call it? Team, my first team, you make friends with people that you play in the same team, and you start to learn each other's style. And goddamn, I was talking a lot of shit. You learn each other's style and how they play and how people, just you just. Sorry, I'm looking for a specific. Here we go. Is that it? No, that was the 2020. Oh man. Oh, wait, where's it? Where are photos here of me hanging out and having a good time? But these aren't the photos that I wanted to show you. But, anyways, I'll say this much: there was a friend of mine that, what do you call it? That was on my team named Courtney Bailey. She was like, I don't even know how to describe her. She was like, what do you call it? I don't know. Positive is not the word you use. It's like more than that. It's like energy. It's I don't know. It's good vibes. It's just a great personality. Just everything about it was good. Good attitude, fun. Just a really good person to be around. And she was on my team the first season, and I just play ball. I didn't care who I played ball with. You had to adapt, had to change. I was kind of like a post player. I was like the tallest person on my team or second tallest person on my team. So I had to learn how to be like a post and then learn. I was more of one of the shooters, so I had to learn how to do all this stuff. But she was kind of the wild card. Like she can shoot threes, she can drive, she could like do a spin. She has like a fade, but she'd always do like her own thing. And she was definitely a rebel. And always I remember into her. It was always a good time. We'd always talk. And then pandemic hit, so we're all playing the season in 2020. And my team was 6-0. I was having a good MVP season too. And my team, and then the pandemic hits, so we'll have to go away. And then we don't see anybody anymore, and you're kind of just stuck at home. And in that time, Courtney passed away. She had a brain cancer, and it just we didn't know, and I didn't know. Nobody knew. She just went away, here today, gone tomorrow, and here today, gone today, and she was gone. And then pandemic let down a little bit, and everybody started to get back together. League came back, and I wasn't ready to come back. I was still sponsoring. I've been a sponsor this whole time. My Shipwreck Studios, my production company has been a sponsor for the last 10, 11 years. I think 10 years, yeah. And I where's I going with this? No, I've been a sponsor in the league, but we had our I forgot where I was totally going with this. I was trying to say is we had the pandemic, and then I sponsored 1 year, and then I came back, and when I came back, it wasn't the same. It was different. Like the energy was a little low, and people were just. I mean, we were all getting back out of it, right? Even I was super out of shape, basketball shape. So kind of figured it out, and then we came back again, and then I started coaching, and the Shipwreck Shooters became like a team, like became a thing, and we uh, we won our championship, and then we ran it back and did it again last season, and then here we are at the championship again. But this whole time, I'm just coming around here, and I'm like, I'm meeting new people, seeing people we already know, people that have been around for a while, people just that are fans, people just hang out with us, and Courtney's not here. That's person's not here, and I was just kind of like missing her. And the beginning of this has been a long season for us too. We've had like 5 weeks added to the like bye weeks or something because we couldn't get something happened at the gym, or 4th of July and all this stuff. But I've been thinking about it a lot, so I started talking about it out loud, and just kind of got on that there's a team in the league called in the recreational division called the Misfits, and it's named after Courtney. So I was like, oh, so I started talking more about her, and kind of led me to, I talked to the commissioner, Jody, and he led me to the Misfits. And then Steven's part of the Misfits. Steven Gallegos is a friend of mine. So I started telling me more about him, and I'm like, you know what? There's something here. I know sounds kind of funny, but I know I don't know if it sounds funny, but I know it's like it's a family, it's a community, and I want to show it. I want to talk about it. And I know all this stuff I talk about doing movies and whatnot, but I feel like this is something I got to do. I noticed there's things in the front of my head that are just easy to come by, and just I have to talk about it. I can't move on unless I do it. There's something here. I see the sands of time falling, and I'm like, I want to record this. I want to talk about this. I want to talk about how this community gets together and how we have fun, and we're just kind of accepting. And it is what it is. Somebody burns you, you get roasted. Come back next time. Hang out. Oh, well. Watch, put it on the basketball court, watch your game. But I think the fact that I miss her a lot, and miss the whole thing, and I'm finding out more and more people, like starting to find also more about other individuals and the stories that they have to go through to get to play basketball. It's just basketball, but then some people, like, one of the people I want to have in it is Clay Maderia. He's one of the comics I had on my show recently, and he he was talking about how he had issues, in the league. So, just kind of little things like that. Not really spotlight or anything, but just be more my like we're in this organization, and we should keep showing up for each other. We keep playing each other, and it's really like fantasy basketball, right? Fantasy football and whatnot, fantasy sports, and we just keep going with it because it's a good exercise. At this point in my life, I just look at it as like a great exercise. I look at it as this is we're not winning any gold medals, but we're winning just our awards here for us, and I love it. It's a great thing. I want to put more time into it. It's definitely a good user experience, but I do know I'm working on this right now, and I'm trying to capture that. I didn't want to be a distraction during the league, so I waited a little bit towards the end. Been talking about it for about a month, maybe 6 weeks, to the league people, just kind of little by little. And I kind of got out a little bit. I kind of started branching out, reaching out to a lot of people. But I was like, you know what? Let's bring it in a little bit. Let's do this a little bit more home and local, a little bit more just organic. But I wanted to share this with y'all. It's a little project I'm working on right now called Missing the Misfit. A sports documentary about community, friendship, and the ones we miss. Basketballs aren't the only ones that we miss on the court. And I think it's just because there's also a lot of people that have been in Austin. They move here to Austin, they're here 6 to 8 years, and they're in the league the whole time, and they leave. And then you kind of start missing in everybody. And it's just an organization about it's not really about, it's more than basketball. Basketball brings us together, but it's also like we all kind of just stay and hang out. And kind of want to show this, I don't know, my community, my friends. Just everybody does it, but I think it's also because you get to see it from my eyes. And yeah, kind of like kind of the fish out of the water, because we all know I'm a doctor comedian, my friend. Because no, not today. I did good today. I think I did. I think stand up went well. I think stand up went really, really well. And they did bring up a topic. I think his name was Tom Singer. He brought up a good topic about. We'll segue to another topic real quick. But I do, yeah. I'll be focusing on that a lot. You'll see me be talking about what do you call it, about the documentary little by little, because I'm trying to figure out exactly how to get to it, but how I wanted to get it out. But sorry, I am looking for one thing, because I'm pulling my my Wolverine powers. I hurt my hand. Here we go. And I was going to show you something. I was going to screenshot something. Here we go. All right, here we go. Because my hand's already better. It's crazy. Like I that's on Friday. Like I don't know what happened, but my hand was like, I had like a busted blood vessel. I'll show it to you real quick. had like a busted blood vessel, and that thing hurt bad, but it already healed. But I posted it on my Instagram and slash Facebook just to see if anybody was gonna say, "Hey, that's a bite." 'Cause I didn't know if it was a bite. 'Cause I didn't. I just pushed up on the pallet. I didn't actually like feel like I lifted anything or put any pressure or anything. But I felt like I got injured, and man, that thing hurt so bad on Friday and then Saturday as well. Then just yesterday it went away, and then today I was like, oh, no pain, and it's gone, no discolored. But what was I gonna say? Real quick about the Courtney thing. I was gonna say about the documentary. I really like feel that to me, I kind of just want to spotlight some things here and there because as we get older and time passes, I've been recording a lot of this stuff and a lot of the just for my son, so he can see when I get older, like, hey, I used to do this, used to have fun doing this stuff. But I also want to show him that if you find where you feel accepted and you're not tolerated, and just places where people want to be around you or just have an interest in just you being part of the community, like stay there, stay where you're welcome. Have fun and see how it looks, and remember, because you could always be stuck where you're at or be forced to stay where you're at, and it's just harder on you. All right, so here we go. Check it out. Oh man, and some people are even burning me online, like I don't know. It's funny because the way like when I think about these ideas and the intention and everything I want to do with this, it's like a good idea for the documentary. But then I start talking about it, and it's like, but it is good because people don't understand what league I'm in and stuff, like making fun of it. But anyway, so here, so I see kind of the discoloring there. It was like, I mean, it's worse in the book. Like, I mean, it was purple, and now here we are, and now I'm good. See, there's nothing there. I don't know if it makes sense or not. Anyways, so I was talking about this. Also, I said I was going to talk about this on my show tonight, and we are, because tonight the comedian I met, Tom, he's an older gentleman, and he was talking about generational differences, and I was like, yeah, you're right. There are different. The internet kind of puts us all together, kind of just sums us all as one. And but we are people who grew up in different eras, saw different things, went to school a different way, spoke to people a different way, spoke to different other older people, younger people, all different, right? But it's just, I don't know. Big chug before I get started. I'm trying to say is like what a joke that you heard when you were a kid might not age well, or might not sound the same as when you're an adult. And you won't, and you hear it again, and you're like, well, I don't want to keep saying that. But then you keep hearing other people saying, like, well, that's what they were saying back then. I don't want to repeat that. So kind of thing like that, right? And it's kind of like Tom used the like movies and like shows and sitcoms that they used to watch in the 50s and 60s, and opposed to like people that watched the 70s, 80s, and then the 90s, and then the 2000s. So sitcoms have gone a long way. So I posted this photo about my finger, like, hey, what's going on? Does it look like a bite? Now I look at it, it doesn't even look like anything's wrong with it on this screen. But I posted, I got a few whatever, like, hey, put some baking soda on it or whatever. Well, I met a gentleman on the Indian Escape called Ray. I've had him on my show. He lives over there in Chicken, Alaska. It's kind of like he lives in no man's land. And then he always writes something, usually on my walls or something. When I write something like that, he goes, "That's what happens when you try to do real work." And I was like, what the fuck? Like, I was like, why is this guy talking shit? He's always doing that. Like, if it's like if you're like when I was a kid, what they would call a pansy, or someone that's a wussy or whatnot, or they're just weak or thin skinned. I'm none of that. Like, I'm literally been working since I was 12 years old. I work with my hands. I work in a computer. I work both worlds. I don't feel like I have to live in an analog world, or where everything's got to be oiled and greased up and everything is like we're just getting in there now. Or I'm also don't think we need to live in the computer where everything needs to be. I'm 50-50. I have a garden. Like I sit outside, but it eats up at you, in the mind and the psyche. You're just like, oh my god, why do I have to tolerate this shit? But then I'm like, but he's from a different time. He's also, like I said, like he lives in a place lives in Alaska. Like that's nothing harder than living there. He chooses to do that. I choose to live here. But in the grand scheme of things, when you're working on stuff, you're just like, why? It's just a banter. It's just a little It's a little nothing, right? So I was just joking around. I said, Ray, you and your old man jokes are going to be a topic on my show on My Manic Mondays. Tune in. And I'm doing it right now. That's what I said I was going to do. Now I must have to go back to, I was at work. It was like at 6 in the morning. He says, be careful where you put put that thumb. And I was like, oh my God. But that's what I'm trying to say. I don't even think he's much older than me. I'm 40. He's probably 48 or 52, anywhere from there. He could even be like 44. But I don't even know how to describe myself. Am I 40? Or I don't know. Am I at the right age to be talking the way I'm supposed to be talking? I don't know. I don't care. But like, I just feel like he's so, I think when I go back and look at this, I'm just like, that's like an old man joke for me. Like that's an old, like, I'm just busting your balls. I'm just giving you shit. I'm just like, ugh, dude, I'm like, okay, whatever. But I've been hearing that a lot all my life, and it does tend to like get a little scratch there. But as I understand where it comes from and I understand like why it's told and kind of learn it, I look at it more like, it's just a joke. Like, because where I'm from, those are fighting words. Yo, let me show you where I'm from. Check this out. Let me show you where I'm from. Yeah, because like like it's like any form of disrespect, right? Because I try to be super respectful, but it's like, dude, like don't like you can't tell a Mexican about his work ethic. Like you get pissed off. Um, what do you call it? So let's see real quick. All right, we'll go here, and then I was gonna put there's a guy. I guess he's like the real news where I'm from. He's like the news herald or whatever. Um, so they posted. This is like there was I guess they took it down. There was a fight at the bowling alley. There's always a fight at the bars. Here we go. I found it. All right. So they're always up to something. So I'm actually from like the fight. I'm from Fightersville. Look, this is just this happened this weekend. It's no audio. It's just going down. Just some domestic violence. That's all. This is where I'm from. This is what they do. Just put some light on it. Not to be like making fun of it or anything. But when you're raised in an area kind of like that, you can tend to take things wrong. And I'm not one of those guys. I'm a thinker, obviously, or I'll talk, or I'll be like, let's talk on my show. Like I'll expose it. But I'm starting to see more or less. We see a lot of these posts from this Facebook page, and I'm like, it's a people do share expressions and they do feel it. I think it's a good thing that you can do that on the internet. I think it's good that if just get it out, but also too maybe you can lead to something, maybe something good, show people, hey, because I think they're saying they're going to close the bowling alley down. I'm like, that sucks just for that. I mean, that's a natural. That happens a lot. But other people have to suffer and sacrifice. So it's like, so that's why I'm like, I can see how where I'm from, and now I've been in Austin 20 years. I shouldn't be acting like where I'm from anymore. I'm from here, but it does tend to be like still like what like do you not like I post work videos all the time like don't do I not hit your standards or something? But it's just people giving you shit, people busting with you. So instead of like you could ignore it, you could just say whatever. But this is somebody I've spoken to before, I've interviewed. You can go back to like episode like 16 or something. Him and his wife are on it. What do you call it? I just think I'm not trying to say. I'm thinking about the fighting thing now. I think it's kind of funny. But I'm thinking that I just think that it's how you take it, how you understand it. So that's what I was like, I'm gonna talk about this. Let's get some free content out of this. Get some free promotion. But it does. I mean, it means nothing. Like it's just picking at you. So get over it. And that's some people like that. Like I'm not trying to say like you want to get picked on or people just annoy you, but it's just something like that. It's just funny. It's not. It means nothing. Just keep going. So let's see what I was talking about. Yeah, so I was just saying because he's also like I said, different generation. So the internet kind of does keep us kind of a little bit more connected. So when I grew up, like I was raised like that a lot. Like people just said things, talked about things, and like you would just say something and somebody would be offended or get upset or something. Just like all right, whatever. I think there's a scene in 40-Year-Old Virgin where Kevin Hart he says using words I don't understand, and because of that, I'm gonna take that as disrespect. Like that's a lot of the shit that I had to deal with growing up. Like, I'm like nah, man, I'm just using regular words. Like just because like Sorry, I take classes. I was always in like, yeah, I've been taking classes. I took classes since 2001, college classes. So like I graduated in 03 and I was taking classes, college classes in 2001. So just always being ahead of the curve always helped me out. Also, it was cheaper, like way cheaper to take a college class at high school than it was in actual college. So I took I maxed out all I think there was 16 hours you could have got. I know for sure it was 12, but I think there was 16 hours you could have got into that. And then after that, I was like, you could keep going up to like 23 hours, whatever it was. I remember basically I had like my first year done before I went to college. So it was like kind of good. Not to say like I'm a nerd or a dork. I just was just going. It was like getting C's and stuff. So just going to college just to be like, all right. And nothing to say that like you don't have to like. I wasn't getting A's back then. I didn't start getting A's, so I got older and I started getting scholarship money, and I had to keep my 3.7 GPA or 3.5, and I was like, I might as well just go for A's. So at this point, I kept a 4 all through. I got 2 C's and a lot of B's, but I had a good 4 for a long time. At the end, I just got B's and C's because I just got burnt out. But yeah, the incentive was there for me. The incentive was there. So with this documentary, I think what I'm also learning is I've never done a documentary before. So I'm learning how to do that. I'm learning how to. I could write it out how I kind of want to see it, but I think for the most part, I even like the design itself. It's a heart shaped basketball rainbow. But even I was looking at the court. It's it's not complete. It's kind of just there. And I feel like that's how we are. We do what we can. We stay together. It's just fun. Like I got this Thursday's our last game. Then we got one more social, and then we're shutting it down until next year. And maybe we'll go watch some UT games, and maybe we'll try to get together in between from now till then. But I would like to see people in between that time, and we could probably sign up for another sports league and just kind of all of us just kind of get like an Olympic team going where we're all just mixed up. But I don't know. I'm enjoying this season, and it's already it's coming to an end, and it just gets me sad because there's always like somewhere between like game 4, game 5. I'm just kind of always like, oh man, we're almost over. Like I'm like I remember just dribbling the ball, and the game gets slower and slower and slower, and then you start and realize that the game is almost over because I'm just there dribbling the ball like, oh. Well, we're at 38. We got 22 minutes, or we could just end it out in 2. But I do want to talk about the documentary though. I want to see what we can do with it because I want to go forward and that's what I'm saying. We're doing this because I gotta do it. I got to tell the story. It's a good story. It's a good thing about community. It's a good thing about, like I said, about just because I also want to do this about comic conventions and just how they've helped me out. So not only has like basketball helped me out a lot in this community, also the comic conventions has helped me out in that community. So it's helped me understand more or less. Like I'm learning more or less about how if I want to thrive in this world and how to be like where the people at the conventions are. I got to put more time into it. I got to get better. I got to, my excuse of being a dad can only take me on so far, right? Because there are other guys I meet that are dads and they have 3 kids, and that's why they're always on it. Like I'm spending a lot. Like my son got upset with me today because I came home from work and I took a nap, and he said, "You didn't play with me. Now you gotta go do all your stand up." And I was like, "Yeah, but I played with you all weekend." But then in my head, I'm like, it's not enough for him, and that's not enough for me either. He's right. So I got to make up for him tomorrow, but tomorrow's school. So I was like, let's just get ready for school. Stand up, I think, went well tonight for me. I think it went well enough for me to be like, all right, cool. I guess I'm grasping it. So now we got to do this with school now. If I get lucky, hopefully I'll be able to do stand up on Wednesday night. I would like to do stand up two nights a week, especially down south. 3 times would be great. Like the more times you go, the better you're going to get, obviously, right? So I'm starting to get, like I said, the fall's coming. If I can focus more on what I need to do for what we got going. Oh, but I know if I can focus on what we need to do, what I got going in this near future. Just want to have fun. Fantasy football and fantasy sports are going to be something I'm gonna enjoy a lot because I just like doing it. I've been doing them for 17 years now. So I'm gonna share a lot of my stories. But we did this is another thing. Now check this out. I'll end with this note. My fantasy football league, we did our order. We did our draft lotto order. Look at this. I'm the current champion. Look at that. The Robles Rebels. Ugh. So this thing really hyped me up. When I went to go get this a month ago, I was like, dude, this shit's insane. This is expensive, and this is fun. This is this is cool with the guys. You know, we're in a league, we're in a group. So not only am I check this out. So I'm not only am I focusing on my basketball group, I'm also focusing with stand up. Because that leads me with the stand-up community, and it also leads me into acting because of the theater. Then I have the comic convention. So those are like a lot of little worlds I hang out with, little groups, right? It's not even to mention Kevin Smith and those crew. Like that's its own thing. The View Skew it actually exists. It's a real place. It really has its own people in it that live in it. I want to move to the View Skew. Trying to. I gotta work, and I get it. You could live in there, but I don't. That's why I gotta get my own shop. But so this is really good. This is inspiring. So what I decided to do was, since this is in the form of a wrestling belt and we're doing it like champion style, I decided to do the draft a little different this year. So we did the lotto. I got 4th pick. I think it's perfect because the first 2 picks, like you're forced to get Christian McCaffrey and CeeDee Lamb. Like you're forced to grab those players. Like you have to get them. And if you pass up on him, if you don't get Christian McCaffrey the first pick, I think he might. I don't know. I would say he's going to get injured, or they're going to shut him down once they feel like they've clinched, or they're not going to make it. Yeah, because that trade was, I feel, a faulty trade. Whatever. But and then like CeeDee Lamb. But at the 4th pick, I can get Jamar Chase. If I get lucky, I'm doing it. You get Tyreek Hill. I don't know. You get those, and then Josh Allen's there like at 5th. So it just depends how you want to look at the fantasy football spectrum, right? But when we're doing this, I was taking this in consideration, and I said, you know what? Let's have some fun. Let's do like Dungeons and Dragons. I'm a co-commissioner because it's not just me. You got a buddy of mine. We all grew up with each other, not even high school, like elementary school together. And if you didn't go to elementary school, it's just cousins that are younger. So it's not much. Everybody's kind of in the same age. At least there's no there's like a 10-year difference maybe of anybody. But here, I'll lead to that because we could finish up on the episode on this. So I decided to do let's see, can I even show you real quick how I can do this? Because I decided to do intros for us with wrestlers. So if you can guess who I was, I'll give you a minute to guess who I was. I started it off, so guess who I was. I wasn't this version of this wrestler, but I would definitely I was interested in this wrestler because I knew I was going to take this one. Even when they said, "Hey, I'm gonna put that for this person," I said, "No, this is me." Let's see. I was The Rock. What The Rock is cooking. Let's see. I did this right? Honestly.
What's up? What's
you
up?
Can't hear it. But anyways, so you can't hear it because it's going on. But I was The Rock. Came in anything like The Rock, and basically I should just had already show you guys what to do it. Basically, started this this journey we're going on, and this year fantasy football. They want more smack talking. I'm okay with that. Kind of want to do just kind of, since we're all kind of together, social media here, kind of want everybody to kind of sit together and kind of share life events. If we all have kids, majority of us have kids, or we're all married. We do have a single guy in the group, which is always fun. So we'll see their point of view, and they already started very well off with me with an Android, so that's a good thing to have already. Single dude in the group with an Android. That's a good storyline. But no, but I wanted to do this year, but I think it took too long. I just didn't have enough confidence in doing it with a league yet. But I do want to do beta testing with this league. So on Thursday nights, I will definitely be doing a live stream with my fantasy football family with these cats. But also I want to share that there's a big motivation behind all this, because I feel like that group, we also lost a fantasy football family member last year or this past year, and we're dedicating the whole season to them. I think everything from now on, and it just kind of shows you that life is very precious. And I think seeing these people that are passing and as I get older, I just kind of want to appreciate them and I want to talk about them. So definitely kind of talk about family a little bit and as much as I can in the next few months, only because I feel like my heart's in the right spot for this. And I think it's a good warm up for me to come back out of into the fall season to start filming more, start acting, start. I've been gluttonous a few days this week, and I was like just eating, not doing anything because I just want to get out the system. Because I think it's good to just kind of fetch out a little bit and just eat and be gross or whatever you want to. Like I call it gross, but eat nasty food and just play around. And because we get to work, we're gonna get to work. We're not gonna do that anymore. And I can keep it up for a few months. So let's keep it going for the fall season because I want to get this documentary made. I do want to talk about a lot of people that we miss and the people that we love. And then last week when Kevin, he had shared with us that, you know, he lost his son 15 months ago, 18 months ago, something like that. Like that starts being like, oh, people are like sharing that kind of stuff with me. So it makes me feel like important in a sense because they're is willing to share information like that with a complete stranger, but saying that I helped put a smile on their face. So, you know, the clown needs to kind of, I've grown up enough to be like, all right, I get what I need to do. I get the clown gets to understand it because this group does have a clown, and I notice it's my job to keep the morale up, and it's my job to be the like the rodeo clown, and whenever we need to get distracted, we can do stuff. But yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready to do it. I'm ready to show a lot of people what we do, and just a lot of the content creating. I know I've been all over the place with this episode today, but it's been a lot of just more just going there, like talking about. I mean, I wasn't talking about online bullying earlier with Ray. I just thought that was just kind of like, oh god, like your old man jokes. Like, I get it, I get it. But whatever. That's humorous. Like, sorry, a lot of people that see that they think it's funny, but to me, I'm like, nah, I actually bust my ass. I'm actually a hard worker, but I don't need to. I don't need to. I don't need to talk about it on my show. I don't need to. Like, I was just showing it as like, to me, might trigger me, but might not. Right? Whatever. Other things talking about the documentary. Like, I want to go back and talk about a lot of people that I miss, and that's one thing. And then also, like I said, fancy. It's just there's a lot of little groups I'm in that I appreciate. So just getting older and being able to be friends with people just for a little bit, and then just seasonal. But even like the conventions, like this weekend is coming up is Colorado Springs Comic Con, which I'm not going to be there. I would have been there. It would have been my fourth time going and my third time in a row, but I didn't plan it out right, guys. And also, I started paying off more debt because I want to get the house done. We have work this week that we're getting done. I'm getting closer and closer getting these projects done in this house, so we can get mom, so my wife should be happy with everything else. So, but my son's got his stuff all organized, all good to go. But I wanna just make sure everybody's doing good in my family before I can go on, because I don't want to get bothered while I'm doing something. I don't like being bothered on set. I don't like being bothered when I'm when I'm in the morning writing. I don't want to be bothered at all. I want to do my thing and keep going. So I putting the time with them too, so they know that when Dad works, he's working and not to be disturbed. Or if I want to be disturbed, then just let's hang out. But yeah, and then I think I also got a lot of stuff already archived, all this stuff, so it'd be easy. I'd figure it'd be an easy way to get into it. So going backwards and just looking at what we have, and maybe able to go forward and with some of these ideas. And um, yeah, I hate saying this, but it's like I'm growing up too, and watching tomorrow's gonna be a big day for us in the morning. So I already want to go to bed and kind of get ready for tomorrow, wake up early and just be excited for this kid to. I don't know. I was just telling him watch out for the older kids. Don't. But I'm like, they're in pods right now, so it's like their classes are all small and isolated. And I'm like, well, I guess the older kids really can't be that bad. So I'm like, just watch out with them. Um, I don't know. I'm overthinking it. I'm thinking like, oh, I'm in school and it's modern times for me now. No, I'm a grown adult. I'm assertive, so I'm like whatever. But in my back of my mind, I'm just like, oh, like I just think too much on that. I don't want to. I don't want to. So I'll be focusing my attention on something else. It's a good thing for me. It's a good thing for me to be distract myself. So that way I'm not like just when my son gets home. How is it? Tell me. I don't want to. I don't want to. I don't want him to lose trust in me, and I don't want him to lose that feeling of love or respect. Or I want him to always be able to come up to me and talk to me about things. So, I don't ever want him to hide anything from me. So that's the thing, like just trying to let him know that. But I'm also trying to show him that like life is tough, and you can't always get what you want. And if you don't get what you want, you can't cry about it. And you don't, you can't do a stream for 35 days in a row and cry, and maybe somebody will help you out, because I'm still where I left off, right? So if I'm still where I did that streaming in May, if I'm still back where I left off, like I basically had a summer in between this. So what did we learn from all that? Like, you can't cry about it. You're not gonna get anything. So what can we show? Right? Show what we're going forward with. So yeah, me just talking about it right now is throwing it out there because I really want to like get it into fruition. But oh well. All right. Well, I'm done. I'm burnt out. We gotta get alright, because I've been got all these projects. Also, we gotta try doing. Haven't even been able to meet up with Ben. Like every Sunday, it's just something happens. We have something going on. So I'll serious about that. So I gotta start focusing on that again. And I did buy more cables. I don't think I brought them in here, but brought more cables to work on my podcast. See if I can get that going and get in a better way of doing it, because I might be doing it a hard way. I might be doing it a fairly difficult way out of my realm a little bit. So maybe I should go a simpler way. So I bought different cables to connect to different audio devices that are smaller and simpler, and hopefully it'll work more of a podcast vibe opposed to I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing, but we'll figure it out. So thank you everybody for hanging out with me. I will see y'all later. You have a good night.